Hey everyone, Baron Von Gosu here, and for this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the What If, we're taking a look at Fallout 4. Joining me are two of RivalCast Media's premier Let's Players, Varyar
Heyo!
and Killer McCoy.
Howdy-ho.
Alright, gentlemen, Varyar, you got 60 seconds to tell us all about the good. Killer, you've got 60 seconds to take us all through the bad. And then we each got 60 seconds to talk about the what if. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Alright, Varyar, start us off. Ready, set, go.
All right, so overall, I think Fallout 4 is a good continuation of the series. It has some weaknesses that Killer's going to talk about here in a second, but overall, I've very much enjoyed it. I think Bethesda did a great job of continuing the feeling of the wasteland. When you're out there and you see that everything is destroyed, you know, it is 200 years later, things are fucked up, there's mutations, there's radiation, there's all these problems. They really nailed the feel of it, especially with the addition of weather. I think that was fantastic. I think they did an excellent job of that. Again, some problems, storyline related, RPG element related, we're going to talk about, but overall, a very good job. And most of those problems are being dealt with in the form of a lot of really good mods out there. Mod support has been fantastic. Bethesda did just release the Creation Kit, and they also just released Far Harbor, which brings back a lot of RPG elements that people wanted to see. So I think we're going the right direction. The game in and of itself is very good.
All right, Killer, you ready to talk about the bad?
Yes, sir.
Ready, set, go.
To me, Fallout 4 has three basic missteps. Number one would be the RPG elements. The dialogue trees are nice and everything now being voiced, but they seem very limited in locking in you on certain paths. The second problem with that, the RPG elements, is the stats and the bonuses from leveling up. I think they're a little bit too basic and too samey from the rest of earlier series. Second big misstep is that terrible execution they had of creating an emotional connection with you and your kid and your wife. It just falls through. I mean, Var even made fun of it when your wife gets shot. And I think the biggest to me misstep would be the main story. It's just way too predictable. Spoiler alert, your son turns out to be father. I mean, who didn't see that coming? So to me, those are the three basic missteps of Fallout 4.
All right, gentlemen, and last but not least, let's talk about the what if, and if you don't mind, I'll go first on this one.
Go ahead.
All right, so talking about the what if. Now, obviously, I've not played this game as long as you guys have, but I've still logged several hours into this one, and I do have a few things that I would like to see them do as a what if thing. First off, is playing my first Fallout 4 game, I really hated the Pip-Boy menu. I hated the way they did the building options. Everything was a freaking bullet sponge. And more importantly, the side quests were so repetitive. They were boring. And it made me sit there. It's like, I wonder what it would be like if I actually got the game that people had talked up about the Fallout series. What if you had a side quest that actually enhanced the story rather than, you just have to go to another settlement. There's a problem in another settlement. Oh, there's another settlement. You'd be surprised. It's like, it's nothing ever actually adds to the story. It feels more like filler. And I think that what if this game had that side quest to really enhance it, even if you have to cut the amount of side quests you have in half, just to make the story stand out a little bit more, to me would be something that I would definitely invest a lot more time into playing. All right, Killer, you ready to go next?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, ready, set, go.
Aaron, as you said, the UI could use some help. And I think that comes out a lot with the mods for the weapons and armor. It's a great idea. I mean, it's new, it's great, but the execution of it was very clunky at times. You didn't know exactly what you needed unless you made a marker here or there, and you just never knew. But I think a big option, what they could have done is maybe have alliances among the factions. Because usually in the game, one faction wins no matter what. You pick the winner, and that's it. There's nothing cool about that. Maybe you have it where the Institute aligns with themselves with the Minutemen. Because, you could take over the Institute and start pumping technology to the Minutemen. Now they have better weapons and are able to protect themselves against the Wasteland and other factions. Or maybe other factions that are kind of minor, you kind of group them up together and take on one of the major factions. I mean, the options are kind of limitless when you go with that.
And Varya, you ready to finish it off?
Absolutely.
All right, sir, take us home. Ready, set, go.
So let's combine what you two just said, and let's broaden it up a little bit, because exactly, I think you're both on point. The RPG elements were lacking. So what if and this is a big what if, but what if you could actually work with multiple factions? I mean, if you guys remember New Vegas, you could join the Raiders. Well, in Fallout 4, instantly hostile no matter what. You can be wearing their armor. They're going to shoot at you. Same thing with the Gunners. You know, that's a whole new faction in there. Nothing happens, automatically hostile. You can walk right up to them and they'll just pull a gun and shoot at you, even if you've got yours away. So if you actually added a system where the factions had different reputations, they had, you know, actual stats, you know, as the Minutemen got stronger, people took them more seriously, you could make a much more living, breathing wasteland that seems to react a little bit more to your actions, as opposed to being the canvas on which you paint your adventures, if that makes sense. You could also, using those stats, implement a system like New Vegas had. At the end of New Vegas, you got this whole montage of every faction and what happened because of your actions. I'd love to see something like that again.
All right, everybody, that'll do it for this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the What If. If you like what you saw or you have a comment, go ahead and leave it on this video. You can also check us out at RivalCastMedia.com and find our older episodes of The Good and the Bad, the What If right here on YouTube. From RivalCast Media, I'm Baron Von Gosu.
I'm Varyar.
And I'm Caleb McCoy.
And we'll see you later.